Horrifying statistics pouring out of Tanzania have left the continent in shock. According to opposition figures, nearly 700 people have been killed in just 3 days of chaos following the country's disputed election, a number so staggering that it sounds almost impossible to believe. Yet, opposition members insist it's real. The protest, which began as peaceful demonstrations against what many Tanzanians call a coronation of President Samia Suluhu Hassan, has spiraled into a national tragedy engulfing cities, villages, and even crossing borders. The government, however, insists that only 2 people have died, a claim dismissed by witnesses and human rights monitors as absurdly low. How can 2 realities exist in one nation, one drenched in blood, another pretending it's business as usual? According to John Kitoka, spokesperson for the opposition party Chadema, the grim numbers were compiled by a network of party members visiting hospitals and health clinics across the country, counting dead bodies themselves. In Dar es Salaam alone, Kitoka said around 350 people had been killed, with another 200 plus in Mwanza. Add the death in other regions and the toll climbs to a nightmarish total of about 700, though he warns the real number could be even higher as killings continue under the cover of a government-imposed night curfew. A diplomatic source echoed these fears, saying there was credible evidence that at least 500 people have been killed, while Amnesty International confirmed receiving reports of over 100 deaths. But if the official records claim just 2 deaths, who is the world supposed to believe? The government or the people counting corpses in the dark? The protests erupted on Wednesday's election day after opposition leaders and their supporters accused President Samia of tightening her grip on power by barring all serious opponents from contesting. Tanzania's best-known opposition figure, Tundu Lissu, remains in jail on treason and cybercrime charges. Another opposition leader, Luhaga Mpina of ACT Wazalendo, was disqualified from the race just weeks before the vote, effectively leaving Samia to run against minor unknown figures. Many Tanzanians call this election a performance rather than a contest. Was this a vote or a carefully choreographed show meant to crown one woman's continued reign? The atmosphere since then has been electric and terrifying. Internet blackouts have plunged the country into digital silence, while citizens are unable to make calls, send messages, or even book flights. It was total disconnect, said one Kenyan traveler who found herself stranded in Tanzania. No Ubers, no emails, no social media, like the whole country just vanished. Hospitals in major cities like Dar es Salaam are said to be overwhelmed, with morgues reportedly full, yet authorities have ordered staff not to release casualty figures. What happens when even death is censored? In the midst of the chaos, the army chief, General Jacob John Mkunda, condemned the protesters, calling them criminals and vowing to restore order. His words, echoed by the foreign minister who downplayed the unrest as a few isolated pockets of incidents, only deepened the sense of anger and disbelief. For 3 days straight, protesters have clashed with police and soldiers across the country, destroying businesses linked to ruling party elites. Human rights groups say security forces have used live ammunition and tear gas to disperse demonstrators. Is this what democracy looks like? When voices are met with bullets instead of ballots? And now, the crisis is spilling beyond Tanzania's borders. On the Kenya-Tanzanian border, the town of Mananga descended into chaos as tear gas from Tanzanian forces reportedly drifted across into Kenyan territory, forcing traders to flee. Cross-border trade has been disrupted, with trucks stranded for miles, internet blackouts and curfews are choking economic life, the very heartbeat of East Africa. Could Tanzania unrest be the spark that ignites regional instability? As the smoke rises over Dar es Salaam and in Mwanza, and as families bury their dead in silence, one thing is clear. This is no longer just about one election. It's about power, repression, and a people's desperate cry to be heard. Africa has seen this movie too many times. Leaders who confuse themselves with nations and citizens who pay the price for wanting change. The situation in Tanzania keeps escalating by the hour, and the internet's shutdown only deepens the uncertainty. What happens when a nation silences both its people and the world at the same time? What happens when the unrest seeps across borders, threatening the fragile peace that East Africa has worked so hard to build? Tanzania stands on the edge tonight, not just of political collapse, but of a reckoning. And as the continent watches, one question hangs heavy in the air. How many more lives must be lost before the cries for justice are finally heard? Your perspective matters. What do you make of the reported death toll coming out of Tanzania's post-election violence? Share your thoughts and insights in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thank you for watching.